So Bitcoin is soon to reach $100,000 by the end of 2024. Now, this could seem a little bit long for you all, but this is very, very soon. So remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. We're going to talk about this today, and let's just go straight over it because as we can see here, like we've just been on a steady increase here for Bitcoin. If you actually look over here on CoinGecko, you can see for the last 30 days, we've been steady increasing here. You can see we're up 11.2% in the last 30 days. The last year, we're up 124%. And then you can also see in the last 90 days here, the steady increase all the way here from October 24th all the way till now. You can see it's been slowly but surely increasing, and it's been increasing at a slow rate, yes, but that's actually a good thing that it's been slow at the increase. It hasn't just, completely shot up out of nowhere. This has been a slow increase, and it's really been doing this all year long. You can tell when it has a huge astronomical rise in price, it usually has a huge pullback followed by that. You can see right here when we went from 16K all the way up here to like 30 or 25K, we almost immediately went back down to like 20K, right? And then you see it happens again, and then we have a steeper drop here. But as you can see here, we've had a huge increase from about 26K all the way up to where we're at now, which is 38K. Now you can look at that like it's not a big deal, but that is kind of a big deal, right? That's like a whole 10K, well, really 12K from 26K all the way up to where we're at now. And what I'm really looking at here is the technical analysis for Bitcoin, because as you can see here, we've been making higher lows. Like you can just notice this just by looking at the charts here. We've just been making higher lows every single time. All of these lows are higher and higher and higher. And you can see the next one will probably be right here around 37K. You'll probably see that pullback coming very soon for Bitcoin. And yeah, it should be coming back down to like 40, or not 47K, but 37K. But yeah, if you also look at the RSI here, you can see right here at the top of the RSI, you can see it's actually about to go back downwards. So you're probably going to end up seeing the RSI crossing down here. You're going to see a drop coming back down from there. And that's what's going to end up bringing us down here to 37K. So that's pretty much what we're watching out for here right now with Bitcoin, a pullback to 37K. Now, whether or not it has a huge jump above 41K, we'll have to wait for that. But what we do know is when we do start to break out, we should be able to get somewhere around here to 41K to the top of the momentum wave bands, because we are going to be pulling back down to 37K. But if we are to break out, this is the area where it's more than likely going to end up, which is going to be around 41K, give or take somewhere around there. Now, me personally, I believe when it gets to around 40K, 41K or something, maybe it goes a little bit higher than 41K, but I do believe we're going to have that pullback somewhere around this area. And that pullback is important because where exactly is the pullback going to bring us? Well, we have to look at our Fibonacci right now. Right now, our Fibonacci is right down here at 33K. That's also where the bottom of our momentum wave band is. And the momentum wave band is part of the Chart Prime indicators. Link in the description if you would like to see Chart Prime. But yeah, we should be pulling back down to like 33K after we get, after we break out of 40K and get up to like 41K, possibly 44K. But the pullback is 33K because every single bull market, we have the first initial pump, which we're seeing now. It brought us all the way from 15K to where we are at right now. So if you actually scroll all the way back, let's just go ahead and take off the Fibonacci just for a little bit here. So look, if you scroll back and you look at where we were previously, we were all the way back here at 15K. So we started all the way back here at 15K and we worked our way all the way up to where we are now. So that is the first initial pump of the bull market from 15K to about 40K. We're probably going to get to like 40 to 44K, right? Somewhere around there, give or take. So that is the first initial pump. And then what happens after the first initial pump of a bull market, you pretty much see the first pullback. So the first major pullback of this I almost said bull market, but of this bull market is pretty much going to end up bringing us back down here to the 33K. That's why I have this area set here with the Fibonacci, and it also confirms it with the momentum wave bands on our automated trading indicators. Definitely check out the link in the description if you want the Chart Prime indicators. But yeah, that is very, very good because if we pull back to 33K, that gives people an opportunity to buy some more Bitcoin and to really build up their position some more. Now, we may go a little bit lower than 33K, right? Because what comes after our 33K support for our Fibonacci? we have down here the next Fibonacci at 29.7K. So there's a possibility that we hit one of these levels here. And do I think it's going to go down to like 27, 25K? There's a possibility. But remember, this is just a pullback. This isn't a crash. This is just us hitting our plateau of like 40 to 44K and then going back down to our supports. And then from there, working our way back up. And then what we really want to pay attention to is where our next high is going to be. Right now, our first high will be around 41 to 44K. The next high from there could be anywhere from 60 to 80K, which is absolutely crazy because it's been a while since we've been that high inside of Bitcoin. So, like I said, we hit 40K or something like that, pull back down to like 30K to 25K, and then we have another huge pump that brings us all the way up to like 60K or 80K. And really 60K is our previous all-time high. So we'll probably more than likely see like 65K to 70K, and then you'll see the pullback, and then you'll see the next pump. Because in the bull market, it comes inside of cycles, right? We have the first initial pump, and then we have the pullback. We have the second pump, and then we have the pullback. We have the third pump, and then there's usually a pullback, and then there's usually a fourth and final pump before we're just completely done. And if you look at the previous one, you can see it was kind of like the same here, and it's kind of a little bit hard to look at it from that perspective. So if we were to look at it from this perspective, you can kind of see it a little better. And I know I have a lot of drawings over here because I've been following this for a long time, but you can see how things kind of ended up here. We had a huge pump here, and we had the pullback, and we had another pump. But remember, before that, we had this initial pump, pullback, right? First one, another pump, and it kind of kept going, and then a pullback. So that's the second one. Another pump, and then a pullback. That's the third one. Another pump, and then the pullback. That was the fourth one. So the same thing might happen again where we have these 4 pumps and pullbacks. Now, what you can argue right now is that we already had our pullbacks. But we haven't had major pullbacks since the 15K mark here. So from 15K to now, we haven't had a major pullback. So that's what I'm saying. 41 to 44K, expect a major pullback. Don't just see it going to 44K and dump all your money into Bitcoin. Like when you see it going to 44K, we're probably going to have that pullback. And even if we get to 50K, there's still going to be a pullback eventually. So somewhere along these lines, we're going to have a major pullback. So definitely expect that. And then we're going to have a major pump coming after that. And, it's going to slowly but surely make its way up to about 100K. Now, a lot of people are predicting it's going to go higher than 100K for the bull market, which I do believe it'll go higher than 100K. But 100K is the bare minimum, right? That's the bare minimum. That's our modest prediction, 100K, right? But anyways, this is a cool article by Cointelegraph. They say Bitcoin ETF will drive 165% Bitcoin price gain in 2024. And they said Bitcoin supply shock tactics give way to ETF hype and Standard Chartered's new 100K Bitcoin price prediction. So that's their 100K Bitcoin price prediction. That's a modest prediction, by the way. This isn't like the end all be all. This is very, very, very modest. Now they're saying 50K by the end of 2023. So like I was saying, it could go anywhere from 41K, 40K to like 50K. But we're going to get that pullback after that. So don't expect it to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's not how the bull market works. We have pumps inside of, we have it inside of intervals. We don't just have it all in one fell swoop, right? We just have it all in small intervals. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the 15K to 40 to 50K, right? Like 15K to 50K, pulling back down to 30K. Then from 30K, we're going up to like 60K, possibly 70, 80K. Then we're going to pull back down to like 40, 50K. Then from there, you're going to see the pump going up to 100K. Then you're going to see a pullback. And then this one's important because then when we go from the 100K and pull back to like 70, 60K, that is pretty much when you see us going all the way up to, people are saying 150K to 200K. I think for this bull run, you can probably look more towards 200K. Like, this is just me personally. A lot of people are probably going to say, like, no, it's not going to happen like that. Me personally, I think 200K Bitcoin is what we really should be looking for. But that's just what I think personally. Let me know what you guys think about this, though, because this is very, 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 very important. So, anyways, like I was saying, following these momentum wave bands, just to kind of give a recap here, we're going to have that pullback bringing us down to 37K here. right? We've been creating higher lows. That's going to be our next higher low right there. And then from there, we can keep working our way up to the top of the momentum wave band. But you can see we've been kind of trapped inside of these two waves here with the momentum wave bands here. And the momentum wave bands, again, they're part of the chart prime technical indicators. Link inside of the description if you want to sign up for that. But like I was saying here, like we are literally like almost at the bridge of breaking out here. So it's just going to take a little bit longer, take a little bit of a pullback here again, or maybe it doesn't pull back and maybe it just actually breaks out, because we are right at the resistance of our Fibonacci and it's ready to break out, but it just hasn't quite done it yet. We have to wait. But the reason why I believe there's going to be that pullback to 37K right now, and that's just because our RSI down here, you can see the RSI is literally about to cross. And since the RSI is about to cross here at the top, typically we have that pullback. What happened the last time we crossed at the top of the RSI? You can see right here, we had that little tiny pullback. It was a really, really small one. It went from 38K, 38.1K down to like 37.6K. So again, if it does the same thing, then we should see 37K pretty soon. You can see every single time it crosses at the top of the RSI, you can see it pulls back down to the next area on the momentum wave bands. That's why I like using some automated indicators like Chart Prime mixed with some stock plugins on TradingView, like the Stock RSI. Like the Stock RSI is a stock plugin. You don't even got to pay for this, but I like to couple it up with something like the automated indicators here with Chart Prime, because it just gives you a full scope of things. And that's why this is what I use when I day trade. Like when I day trade, this is exactly what I use. I day trade on the 1 minute chart. I'll probably show you exactly how I day trade on another video here, but it's very, very simple. Like it's very, very simple. But look, we just now hit the top of this area here for the RSI. And look, this is on the 1 minute chart. So even the 1 minute chart is showing us we're on a downtrend right now for the momentum wave bands. You can see the momentum wave bands are bringing us down here, and we've hit the top of the RSI, we've crossed, and now we're about to drop down a little bit lower to the bottom of the momentum wave band, to the lower side of 38K. So if I were day trading right now, then I would pretty much open a short right here and ride that short all the way down from 38.3K all the way down to 38.1K. So that's pretty much what I would do if I was shorting the market right now. So this is just a little bit of insight on how it is when I'm trading. And just to kind of give more of an insight on this, like let's say I had $1,000, I'm trading 20x leverage. That would trade like 20K. So if I had 20K divided by 38.311, this is how much Bitcoin it would give me, 0.52. And then if it went all the way down to there, which would be the equivalent, because this is a short, it would be the equivalent of a long going all the way up to the top of the momentum wave band, all the way up to about like 38.5K. So if I would do it by 38.5800, well, not 00, but that would be 20.1K. So what I would pretty much make is $140 off of my $1,000. Because remember, I have $1,000, and then with my $1,000, I'm doing 20x leverage. So it's trading like it's 20K. And then I'm also doing shorts. So now I'm writing it down to the bottom of this area here, which is what gives me the $140. So off of $1,000, I get $140. It's trading like it's 20,000. That's why I'm making so much on it. So I pretty much just made, I want to say 14% here. So I pretty much just made 14% off of my $1,000. And just to kind of show you, $1,000 times 0.14 is $140. So I just made 14% there. And this is pretty much what I do every day to make about 10% gains per day. All I got to do is one trade per day, really, to make 10% gains per day. But me personally, I like to do multiple trades to get to that 10% per day. But yeah, if you want to know about my trades that I do here for the crypto market to make 10% plus per day, then just go ahead and check out the link in the description for my the Chart Prime indicators if you want to use that, and then also join the Patreon group that we have, and then we can go ahead and do these trades together, because it's fairly simple. Like you can make $140 a day if you have $1,000. Really, I like to just do 10%, not 14%. So really, you can make $100 a day off of $1,000 at the bare minimum, and then you could also make like $1,000 a day off $10,000. And that's why I love this strategy, because if you do this every single day for a full month, you're making 30K a month. If you do this every single day for a full year, you're making 360K a year. And then this starts to compound. If you start to do that 10% for 360K, now you're making 36K per day. If you multiply that by a full month, you're making $1,080,000 per day. If you multiply this by a whole year, then you get the drift. Now you're making $12 million a year. So this is the strategy that I pretty much use to make money, and this is pretty much my day job, right? This is the job right here, right? It's just trading, and you can do the same thing here in the stock market with these indicators. You can open up the S&P 500, and it works the same exact way. If I were to type inside of SPY, I can do the same thing with the S&P 500 index, the SPY. And look, what I would do right now with the SPY, I would pretty much be opening up my shorts right now with the SPY. I would ride the shorts all the way down here to $453. It would be the same exact thing. So if I were to do this, let's say I had $1,000, and it's not 20x leverage because I'd be doing options at this point. I'd be doing stock options. So it would be from 1,000 all the way down to 453, blah, 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 blah. You get the drift. So this is pretty much what I do for my strategy. So if you want to sign up for Chart Prime indicators, link in the description for those Chart Prime indicators. Very great indicators. And also, if you want to sign up for the Patreon group, link in the description for that as well. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But yeah, moving back on to the Bitcoin topic of the Bitcoin topic here, you can see 100K Bitcoin probably coming very soon. Let me go ahead and pull this back up for you all. But yeah, like I said, 100K Bitcoin coming soon by the end of 2024, sometime there. So when we have the pump to 44K, expect us to pull back down all the way to like 33K, possibly 30K. And then from there, that is when you're going to want to buy some more, and then, keep riding it back upwards. Maybe it goes down to 25K. Maybe you can get an even bigger discount. But either way, the bull market is inside of full effect. This is all I got for y'all today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Hit the like button and subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I'll be back with another video.